I'm Michael James Design. Welcome to Tattoo Talk. Hey man, thanks for having me. It's pretty crazy. We're reaching out across the ponds. Me in the U.S., you over there in Germany.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I can have you. I'm really happy that you got time for me. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Fantastic. It's a day off today, so we have plenty of time.
So, I'm really happy to have you on my first ever tattoo talk in history of my career. So, I tell you about, I want to connect a little bit. And yeah, more like be friends and not so much the enemy type stuff that going on in the industry very, very hard.
Yeah, it used to be a good community and stuff, and we used to all reach out and work together and stuff. So we need to bring that back because there's awesome art going out of all the different countries, United States, Germany, where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all over social media. That's the cool thing about the social media is that we're getting to see what the other countries and stuff are doing, and there's some phenomenal artists all over the world that hopefully we can all start working together.
Yeah, it's really great that you can connect with all parts of the world so easy. A few years ago, it was not possible. I like the opportunity that you can express yourself and show your art and show yourself to a worldwide audience, and you have to do nothing. You can just start right away. But there is some parts of social media who are not really great besides the possibilities you have.
Yeah, social media. I learned a lot from a couple of big media companies and stuff, and it's about attention. And that's the easy way to get attention is being toxic or doing something
Yes.
off the wall. Like, let's do something wild. I use my social media more as a networking, marketing platform. I'm not really huge on the scrolling and checking the things out. It's more of, hey, this is what, I want clients and customers and friends to see, like, this is what we're doing instead of it, so toxic. It's become a toxic place
Yeah.
on social media. So if you look at my posts, I tend to post, kind of more uplifting, like you can do it and chase your dreams and passion, the love for what you want to do. And especially for me, the industry has been good to me and it's been a long career, but it's more of showing like, hey, like go out there and do those things that you love and you're passionate about and enjoy to hopefully kind of brighten the social media and brighten the industry.
We talk a lot before we start this. You remember I say you tickle some special emotions. In Germany, it's the funny and sad to trigger a big audience, and in America, it's a cool guy movement more. The baller,
Cool
the
guy.
flexer, the.
The money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
look at the money.
In
Look at the
Germany,
bread.
in Germany, you cannot flex with the money to get the audience because people will say, "Oh, he's a drug dealer." Oh, we're not like that.
It's not the 1970s no more, 1980s anymore. Most of us are just artists, and we just happen to use tattoo machines, and we're trying to express ourselves and do cool tattoos. It's not about the old persona anymore, and it's a little different.
How long ago do you start your tattooing career?
I started. We're going on 12 years now. In March, it'll be 12 years of tattooing at this point.
I tattoo for around about 11 years now, a little bit longer, but in the beginning I don't count that because the quality is not quite well, When you
Yeah,
start,
definitely.
you have to figure out, make your mistakes. So when I get my line work and my shading ready to say I can make money out of it without hurting anybody or making anybody sad, this is when I start counting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't tell them we practice on our friends. Yeah.
Do you practice on yourself? Because you know, I hear about a lot when I start my career. People always say, you know, the good tattoo artist when the legs are full of trash. Then you see he is passionate in training and everything.
I did a lot of practicing on myself, to tell you the truth. I did do some of them on my legs and stuff like that. But yeah, I did practice on myself, but most of the time, you know, friends and uh, family and stuff like that. Oh, you want to try it? Yeah, sure, I'll
Of
try it.
course, I want to try it.
That's actually how my tattoo career got started, or the passion for it was. It was, hey, do you want to try this out? And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And then before you know it, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Hey, you want to try it again? Yeah, let's try it again. Then as I started to pick things up and stuff like that, I was like, maybe I should take this seriously, and went out and started hunting down apprenticeships and mentorships and stuff like that. So
So you find you're playing a little bit around with the machines and needles, and then you see it actually don't look that bad. So maybe you have a chance to make a career.
yep. One of the tattoo artists at one of the shops that we happened to go into one time, we were getting ourselves tattooed, you know, so we're going as customers, and um, the wife at the time, she showed the artist the tattoo that I did, the very first one, and he goes, "Oh, you should try to do this for a living." And I was like, "Okay, maybe, yeah, okay." He's like, "That's good for never knowing what you're doing," and it was kind of, it lit a little fire, like, okay, well, maybe I can do this. You know, I've been drawing for years, comic books, cars, faces, went to art school and stuff like that. So it was like, maybe I can make some money with art. So that's kind of, I accidentally fell into tattooing. I didn't do it on purpose, you know, it was just
I,
like,
I,
maybe I'll try this.
I think for talented people, it's already really hard because trying to make money out of art is like I want to be a singer or a model. It's not, even if you're talented, it's not your choice to paint the picture in oil painting or something and then you make millions. This is like a really not plannable career. And I think a lot of talented people landing in the tattoo industry so fast, and the industry is growing so fast because there you have, when you got the talent, or even not, but normally when you have the talent and the passion, you can grow money and the business really easy and fast. When you're painting oil paintings and you want to make a business out of it, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah. I wouldn't say nearly impossible, but I'd say you got way more hurdles to jump over than we do. Social media,
Of
Etsy,
course.
you know, stuff like that has probably made it easier for them. But yeah, there's not like a where, what do we do? In my town, personally, we do have quite a few actual galleries that you could put your artwork in. So it's actually becoming kind of popular. But for the most part, prints and paintings and stuff like that, finding buyers is, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I would have no idea how to sell paintings or stuff like that, other than trying to set up a website and hope for the best, you know?
Yeah, I think it's really hard. So the tattoo industry is easier to enter because you got already the audience, because normally people in the industry is like labeled as the cool guys and everything. So when you go into the industry, you got like an trust of the people because the industry is known for being an industry nobody can like walk in and out because you have to make your way, you have to make a apprenticeship.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's fairly easier for people to get into the industry. Um, they just don't know the amount of effort it's going to take in the industry. You know, they don't. A lot of people don't realize the marketing, the branding, the advertising, the business cards, the logos, the design, the goal of what you want to represent, and um, I own kind of more of a private studio at this point. We used to have a large walk-in studio, and we downsized, and it's just I don't think people realize how much work goes in behind everything, you know. And you do have people that, oh, you know, can I come hang out, da da da,
Mm-hmm.
and they're hoping that they can get in right away. Sometimes, especially if you're talented, it's a little bit harder to accommodate just kind of everyday business. Um, and I think that's like kind of what's missing. Like people don't understand. Like, hey, like it's a hustle and bustle. Most of us are doing this on our own. And even when you're in a big shop, you're basically your own tattooer. So you're your own business. You know, you have to do all that marketing and that stuff like that.
Tell me a little bit about your first tattoo. First tattoo you make with the quality you think it's acceptable to sell.
So I'll go with my first paying client. I actually leave it in my portfolio to kind of show progression of how far I've come in the industry. But it was a lantern moth flash tattoo, so old
Mm-hmm.
school tattoo, American traditional color. Um, and she was a paying customer. She was my first customer, and we had couple of years of apprenticeships. I did do multiple apprenticeships, and also after my apprenticeships, I still kind of seek a little bit more guidance from some well-known artists in other states and stuff like that. And it was a little moth lantern, and it was black color, traditional tattoo, yellows, reds, blacks, um, and you could tell, you know, it was decent line work, pretty good color, and it was my first tattoo that for money, and I was really proud of how it came out. And I stuck kind of with American traditional for a long time until I got more efficient with the machine. Really had the fundamentals down, really able to pull lines, really able to pat color, really able to smoothly shade black and gray, which translated into everything else. So once I had those fundamentals, I'd say a couple years later, we had really solid tattoos coming out. And but yeah, little moth lantern butterfly kind of tratty flash tattoo, and I think we did it on her leg, and it came out really cool. I was super excited. It really kind of was like, okay, we could do this.
You know, each tattoo is a new learning experience, of course. You can make 100 times the same tattoo and it will have 100 times different ups and downs because, you know, your thinking, idea, inspiration. There's a lot of components who can change over the time, over the year, or even from day to day.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a firm believer in continuously growing. So I am definitely inspired when I see, you know, a different style of tattoo that I haven't accomplished or tried. And then just seeing what some other artists can accomplish, it's like, wow, okay, hold on. We still got stuff to learn. You know, 12 years later, you figure we got it all figured out. No, I'm still learning. I'm still learning cool techniques, cool little tricks, um, constantly. So I'm watching videos. I'm watching, you know, people like you tattooing, seeing how you might be handling your situation on how you shade or how you pull your lines or push your lines or what needle groupings do you like to use. And it's like, okay, that looks really cool. I should try to kind of implement that. So I still learn today. Oh shoot, that made my life easier, or that looks better. And yeah, still learning curve, but always learning, always pushing, always trying to find that inspiration.
Yeah,
Um,
I think to get the motivation to learn and improve and not like, yeah, I hit 2 solid lines yesterday. I'm the cool guy here. Nobody can tell me nothing. I think this is a really important attribute for your character as an artist because art is always improving. And
yeah.
it's like in the fashion industry. art and taste is changing. Art is
Constantly
changing.
evolving and
Yeah.
changing. Yeah.
And I think there is a lot of artists who got the same style for like when they found their style and found how they work the best, they keep the style forever. And some are really great stars in their own style and their own way. But for me, in my city, it's more like we're more like a street shop. Everybody got something they like more or less, but in the end, everybody can come in. And when it's not kind of my favorite style, I try to show the customer some changes so I can get a little bit my style and my inspiration into it. And if he likes it, then I can pull off every style. I can do every tattoo in every style. I can make both sides happy. So
Right.
I can express myself as artist, what I like and what I like to perform on the skin, and the customer get like the style and the design he wants. I'm not like limited to one style. I more promote the black and gray and the black work. I like the mandala and stuff like that more than, for example, color when I have to choose it. But I also love the color and to see how the tattoo is growing. If you put a little bit color in the background or the hair or the eyes or something and put it all together and see the design is growing from a simple black and gray to even more crazy art. Maybe you see on my side the poison ivy with a little bit green shining, a little bit red light shining on the face. It's even more interesting than just the black and gray. But the black and gray is where I come from because I start with the pencil drawing, selling pencil drawing, making portraits for friends, for family, and so later selling. In the beginning of tattooing, I also take my pencil skills in the tattoo designs. So it's a
Right.
lot of black and gray, but in the end, every style is possible. I got no problem with no style.
With a shop like yours and mine has been, yeah, it's definitely, you can't really corner yourself into one style. So yeah, we have practice. I started with traditional and then I switched to black and gray realism and stuff like that. But we've gotten all the way into the fine line. We've gotten into surrealism. Color is on a big rise lately, so a lot of people want color. So I've actually personally been doing a lot of color work. Uh, as of yeah, probably the last year, I've been doing a lot of color, and I'm enjoying it. And it was another. It's kind of another like, hey, like make sure you still have that tool in the toolbox. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. We did full color cover up with the skull and flowers and a lot of blacks and stuff. And yeah, I had a blast. And yeah, still put in color and good saturation and that's where my curve is. Over here in the United States, color's really starting to pop off again. Like people want color tattoos, and it's been fun because now I'm ordering colors and we're doing color tattoos. So it's been pretty good.
I got the feeling about not only the industry, but how the customers' energy and behavior has impact on the industry, because the color tattoos. A long time, the color tattoos are not so important. In my area, the people are not really interested in much color. But I think it's not only that a lot of new shops want to step in the tattoo industry and get money fast and not learning and improving too much. When you want to make nice color portraits and everything, you have to improve a lot more and learn a lot more and a lot longer. And I think this is kind of a little bit the reason why the color is going back, but also the customers, because the customers are not ready anymore to sit and suffer and stay still for a long time, going through it, have the right mind, the right energy, and the motivation to stay through a really big tattoo with so many colors. You have to wash the needle, you have to make the highlights, then you have to make different color shades after you make already all the black and gray. People got less motivation to stay through a big tattoo. This is why, in my opinion, all this patchwork style is blowing up so fast, because you can make sometimes for a little bit money one part and then the next part, and then in the end it's a sleeve too. Art is often the mirror of society. I think in the tattooing industry you can see very well that people not really motivated anymore, like till death, reach your goal. Everything has to be nice and smooth and fast and cheap. And this is for the customer and for the artists.
Yeah, and that's yes, 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 yes. Oh yes.
This is what I like experience and what I feel so many times.
Oh yeah. The sticker tattoos, the
Yeah,
little, the
yeah,
little, the little trinkets. Yeah, a
yeah.
lot of that nowadays, and a lot of them fast. And look at, I'm covered.
I got a big session in February. I got the full front cover, and to be honest, I'm not like very happy to experience 2 days of pain, but I want it so much, and I want to go in front of the mirror and look like that. So I have to do it.
I have one of my favorite artists. I have one of my favorite artists that he does large Japanese traditional work, full body, full leg, full arm, and that's part of his process. You have to lay on that table. You have to go until I'm done, and his clients, they enjoy that. They enjoy that process. It's making them a better person. It's making them stronger. It's making them be able to find out that they're actually more capable than the things that they didn't think they were capable of. And he does big, beautiful color work. I did 6.5 hours, two people tattooing my back at the same time, and at about hour 5, but let's go, another hour and a half, two people, two needles, and okay, get through it. Come on, you got this. And yeah, it's a journey that people can experience, and I think we need to bring that back. We need to get those people to go through those journeys and do those big pieces and get them through it, and then they're going to feel more confident about themselves in the whole.
Yeah, because the big tattoo on myself, I always see it as a learning experience for my body and my mind too. I get the benefit out of sitting through something I am afraid of in the beginning. And later you are proud and you see you can do what you think you never will do. And so you got motivated in other parts of your life. I experienced that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm former military. The military pushes you past what you're possible. You think is possible. You can't do any more. Well, they teach you. Yeah, you can. You can get through it. Like, let's go. So, same thing on those big tattoos. Yeah, it's definitely like, oh, I don't know if I could do it. But then when you get through it, you do. You feel, you're like, woo, I made it.
I think,
And now you have a badge.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a big problem in this is that in the tattoo industry, as a customer, don't get it done and can take a big tattoo and making 2-3 sessions out of it, or taking numbing cream. It's socially so much accepted that you are not able to go to your limit because you don't have to. Everybody say, oh, it's okay. But this is not the tattoo industry. This is what I tell you before. The society has changed. Everything is weak and smooth and easy for everybody. Everything it's hard and painful and dirty, we avoid it.
It's true. It's society, and I wouldn't say it's as big. Uh, all over the world, but for the most part, most of society, yeah, they want it fast, they want it easy, they want it cheap, and I tend to get in trouble with clients and stuff because it's like, no, that's not how this is gonna work, and I'm honest with the client up front, let them know like, hey, no, like this isn't gonna look good. It's more of a guidance, like, okay, this is gonna look cool right now, but in 10 years, that tattoo's not gonna look cool, or that's too small, or um, they want you to copy someone else's artwork, and for me, I feel it's more of a service to the client to tell them no. Like, no, I'm not going to copy another tattoo. No, that tattoo's not going to look good. We want this tattoo to have longevity, and they're expecting cheap, quick, fast, in a hurry. It's like, well, no, no, let's do it right. Let's make sure you're happy with what you have, and then let's make sure that that tattoo actually lasts 10 years, 15 years. Let's make sure it's clean. Let's make sure it looks good when you're 10 years from now. So even just being honest with your client, sometimes it does get you in trouble. And what? No, that's what I want. Like, okay, well, we don't want to do it that way. We want to make sure that we're doing this properly. And it has bit me in the butt a couple of times with clients. You do have clients get mad, they walk out, and they don't like it. But I feel like it's a service that we are, as tattooers, that's a service that we should be letting them know right off the rip. It shouldn't be, yeah, come on in, all right, cool, I'll do it. All right, no, 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 and do it. It's like, no, listen, I've been doing this for a while. This is how it's going to look. This isn't going to look good. This is going to turn into a black dot. This is going to turn into a black blob. We want to make sure that you don't do that. I'm also a tattooer that will not tattoo younger Gen Xers or Gen Yers, or I don't know the gens and whatnot, but the younger kids, they want their face tattooed, but they don't have any tattoos. They want to start their first tattoo. They want to put it on their hand. They want to do their neck or their head. Um, I won't do it. I won't even have the conversation. I just let them know, like, yeah, we don't do hands, faces, necks. We don't do names. Or we're not going to put your girlfriend's name above your eyebrow. You don't have a lot of tattoos. You don't realize how society is still going. The rest of the untattooed society is still going to look at you a certain type of way, and it can hinder you from a career. It can hinder you from a profession. It's more of guiding that client and being okay with telling the client no. Like, we don't want to do that. We have standards in our and like my studio. I have standards. I'm not going to do that tattoo. I think that should be something that tattooers should be comfortable doing. Is just saying no. In the United States, with most states, you can tattoo minors with the parents' birth certificate and stuff like that, and them to sign, which we tend to try to avoid tattooing them. I know, like, listen, we understand that the state allows you to do it, but you're still a child, basically, and you don't really know what this tattoo is going to look like later on down the road, and not even the parents tell them no. Like, why aren't these parents telling them no? Like, listen, you're 17. Wait until you're 18, then make on your own decisions. So I think, like, no. If you tell someone no, it's just as bad as what you're talking about. Oh, it's so hard. No. Are you telling me no? Yeah, like, no, like, it does. So it makes us look like the bad guy, but at the same time, it should be a standard. It's like, hey, if you want to get a tattoo, save up your money. Come get a real tattoo. Come sit for 5 hours. Come sit for 6 hours. Come sit for 7 hours. Most of my clients are 2 hours and under, 3 hours and under. I've been tattooing long enough that 3 hours we get a pretty good tattoo in 3 hours. But for the most part, yeah, they want quick, fast, easy, painless. It's worse when the guys do it. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
The guys
Oh.
are the guys today. The guys are even worse than the girls. And when the girlfriend is there, then it's getting really, really bad. I got so many guys sitting well in pain. Well, girlfriend comes to visit, brings some food or some water. Then it starts the drama. when they're in reach of their girlfriend, when the girl walk in the room, then it's over with them. Yeah, but what you say with the younger people and everything, I cannot tell you how much money I lose when I say to a young girl or to a young boy, why you don't start in another place? For me or for you, it's stupid because they walk out the door in the next shop and they do it. But I think there's always values more important than money, because with 16 you don't know what career you will have and you don't know what life brings you. Maybe you find your dream girl and her family is making you trouble. People say I can do what I want, and when I look like this, it's a little bit ironic, but I think, or my opinion is, because I look like this, it gives me the right to teach you, because I'm looking like this. I got the troubles and I got the society looking at me the way they're looking, and I can tell you in the first place how it can affect your life. When someone who not look like this will tell you, I think the lesson is not learned the same way, because I can give you the first person information. I can give you the view you will have when you look like this. When you got a lot of the head and hands and fingers, because it's hard to hide. And today it's no problem for you because you are 16 and you are the cool guy. But in 10 years, maybe you got divorced and you're going to court to fight for your children, and you look like this, and you got an old school judge who say in his generation this is not a good person to look like this, then you will see that it can be really turn out really bad for you. And this is stuff you don't even think about. It's not for everybody. Not everybody will be able to have a career where they can look like this with no problems. And with 16 and with all your plans and dreams, you don't know if you can afford to look like this in 10 years. When you afford it, and when you are going the right way, having a career, having family or something, and then you got full face tattoo or something, or head tattoo, because you are in a position in your life, you can say, I can afford it for my life to look like this. Then it's no problem for me. It's different. 16-year-olds come and want face, or I know that you don't in the position right now to make that choice for the rest of your life. 10 years later, maybe you can.
Maybe once you're in your 20s or your 30s, late 20s, early 30s, now that you've made some career moves, now that you're set in a career, that's my other thing. These, they haven't even had jobs.
Yeah.
You haven't even had a job.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but you got yours. Like, yeah, but I own a business. I own my own studio. I'm older. I've lived that life. I've lost jobs over tattoos. I've done all the different jobs back in the day. I've been through the process that you're about to go through. You're not going to be a lawyer. You're not going to be a doctor. You're not going to be a realtor. You're not going to be in a profession that actually makes a livable wage to where you can afford to have a family. So it's something that we should tell them. Like, listen, save your face, save your hands, save your neck, save anything visible until you're older.
I don't have my face because I have a young daughter, and I have some steps in my life because I'm 32 and not 60 or something. I have some steps in my life to go through left on my list where maybe a face tattoo will be not useful for me.
Yeah, so you got to talk about your first tattoo.
Yeah, of course. So my first tattoo, I remember when I was in the shop for a while, the people checking me out, let me draw, take a look what I can do, what I can do not. And then I got some butterfly, like a little bit, I will not say old school style, but classic tattooing with bold lines, classic shading, a little bit inside, a little bit blue and a little bit white highlights. And I was shitting my pants because it was family members of my boss. And so,
Oh, of the boss.
yeah, but I needed that because he see that I can do it and I need to be thrown in the cold water. And yeah, so I think it was really good, and it was good for me to see that even with the pressure, I am able to perform this. And so yeah, this was one of my very first tattoos, the professional ones, the not so professional ones. When I practicing, the first one ever was a rose on the foot, and it was like really not so well, you know. But I learned a lot. I never was the type of guy when I do a tattoo in the beginning of my career that I say, oh yeah, it's good, it's nice, it's yeah, here a little bit, and but overall the lines are good, and I like that line, and I like the shading. I always was like very critical to myself. It's really common in the tattoo industry that if you are a tattoo artist, you got the imposter syndrome. You are not good enough, and you don't cool, and you look bad, and you are always searching to criticize your work. And also, this is something I experienced myself. When you take a photo or video of a really nice tattoo and you want to upload it and try to find the right picture for your social media, then you see your mistakes. You see, I could do this more dark here, more white highlights here. And then you start to see everything you don't like about the tattoo, and as longer as you look, as more you don't like it.
Yeah.
I experienced that a lot. I'm very
Oh yeah.
critical with myself. I see stuff that could be better the next time.
Yep. Always. So it'll push yourself too.
Yeah.
It's like a self pushing. You know. All right. Well, I don't like how I did that, and then you go do something similar, and you're like, okay, we'll make sure we don't do the same thing. And portrait tattoos. Yep. Learning to finesse those nice smooth shades to make sure that that looks like the person you're tattooing. Yeah, you got to be critical if you want to get good at it.
What is your favorite style of tattooing?
I like doing photorealism, black and gray. I've done gears, I've done sprockets, I've done portraits. I like, if I could choose one, it would be more illustrative, more of a comic-y, maybe more animated style of tattoo. That would be my desired tattoo to do. That'd be super cool. But I do enjoy realism. I do like to look at what I'm looking at, real roses, real. Most of my tattoo designs are derived from an actual image. So an actual flag, an actual statue, an actual flower, an actual picture of a person. So I'll find some design with the actual person, maybe animate that person a little bit. I do have a media arts and animation background from college, so it tends to animate. My tattoos tend to be a little animated, and I can tell. So yeah, illustrative, black and gray realism is where I tend to go. And then good old fashioned trad tattoo never killed nobody. You know, Euro traditional also. I really like those tattoos. If I can get to do them, multiple line weights and stuff like that. So I kind of like doing it all. if we're gonna be honest, I like doing them all.
Yeah, like I told you, I like all styles in the end, and I like the twist to bring two styles together. I think what you tell is a little bit like the look of the realistic AI created tattoo designs.
Kind of, yeah.
Something like that. I like realism, any kind of realism, but I like the big lines in it to make a clear separation between different parts of the tattoo.
Yeah.
Kind of like that one. It's you got the realistic shading elements, and you got also really big bold lines. For me, it's the future of the realism tattooing because you have the big lines separating so many small details from each other, so it not blurs in and getting a mix of everything together, and you don't can figure out in 10, 20 years which part of the tattoo is the nose or the lips or the background or the leaves flying around. I think when you take the big lines in for the silhouette of the face, just on one side to separate some parts, then it will stay for a lot of time very clear and very solid.
Yeah.
I think this is the future of realism tattooing, to mixing the old school tattooing benefits with the new hyperrealism styles together, and then you get the long-lasting results with high realism quality.
Yeah. I feel personally that it makes it more dynamic too.
Yeah,
It gives it
yeah.
that, it gives it a little oomph. Um, we just did a Peaky Blinder, kind of animated, kind of realistic face, and the outline of the whole face, even the front, is boldly outlined. And I feel like it gives it that impact that you want, and it looks good. It looks solid. And then on the inside with the thinner lines or the lines that aren't the invisible lines that we add and stuff like that. I definitely like that style. It's definitely the future. I noticed quite a few artists also use that technique in their designs, unless they're going for hyper realistic. But that bolder outline can really separate the statue or the rose or the face from each other. And then when you look at it as like a person from the outside, you're like, that's cool. I like that. So I agree with you on that thicker, bolder outline. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the new styles who are performed in the tattoo industry right now are not really forever. The new tattoo styles who are really famous in this world right now, and the artists who are really famous in the world right now, got the problem that the people don't be happy with the result in 10 years. But you can make the tattoo now, can post on Instagram right now, and get the success right now. The fast money, the fast success. And this is more important than you get the tattoo and perform the tattoo like something who looks, when it's fresh, not like this kind of superstar, super clean, super quality, realistic type of tattoo. But when it's healed and it's 10 years old, it looks fine. It's more important to get the trophy on the convention now, and to get the picture for the Instagram now, and to get the success now. And this is what I often see, because
Yeah.
you know all that. Maybe you know the chrome tattoos, who look like chrome, small hearts with the
Yeah.
shiny and everything, a lot of white. no outlines at all sometimes. I see a lot of time some healed stuff like that, and it's 1, 2, 3 years. It's a nice tattoo, a good quality tattoo, but it's already starting to fading and lose the power.
Yep.
This is and I don't understand this, because when you make a quality tattoo like this, it's really good quality. You cannot say different. But now you take a big outline to make it stay out crystal clear for the future. It's not worse. I think it's the same high quality tattoo, and it's long lasting. So
Yep.
I don't understand sometimes the hype around some micro realistic. All this micro realism is not really made for the future. When a company builds a car who breaks down in 2 years, but it's super luxury and super cool looking, all people would say don't buy it. But in the tattoo industry, the artists who make these tattoos who are not able lasting with high quality for 10 years, they're getting all the hype and all the money and all the bookings. There's a big difference between different industries, because when other industries would give you a high quality, high priced product who is not lasting, everybody will say don't buy it. But in the tattoo
Yep.
industry, you can like show off, you can flex with it and say, oh, this is from him, and it's super nice and super expensive, and it's like a status symbol sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely. And yeah, I mean, they are. It'll probably be cover ups in 10 years
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Those tattoos. So yeah, taking the artwork seriously and guiding the client. And I mean, the customer and the clients want what they want, and the fad, that's the fad right now, or that's the it factor right now. In the long run, those tattoos aren't going to hold up very well, and that's why we do in here. We definitely try to kind of guide them away from certain tattoos. The super fine line 3 round liner, really fine, super long lines, and uh, um, the gray lines and stuff, and just letting them know, like, hey, listen, this isn't going to look great for a long period of time. So before we get started, let me let you know this isn't something we really want to do. Most of my clients, they tend to go with it, okay, and then we go with something that's going to last. And I let them know, like, hey, cool being, us being tattooed for so many years. We can actually show them, hey, this is a fresh tattoo, and then this is a 10-year-old tattoo. This is what it's going to look like in 10 years. So if we do this, little micro tattoo, if it's going to start going this direction, it's not going to look like, the Van Gogh painting or the little angel wing that you have now. It's not going to look like that. It's going to look like a dragon wing that broke its arm and turned into a chicken. We don't want to. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to give you a chicken wing. Come on, man.
This is the problem I see very often, that a lot of customers are uneducated, and the tattoo artists are not interested to educate them too much, because they want to make money. And if you educate your customer too much, then your customer thinking too much. And if your customer thinking too much, maybe he cancel, or taking a different design on a different place, and maybe you lose some money. But I think you should, as a tattoo artist, you should take the risk, give the right advice, take the design of the customer, and transform it into something useful, what has a good healing and last longer, and then the customer is longer happy. You got more clients, because your customer, who is a lot of years happy, running around and say, this is so nice, go to my brother, he makes it nice and long lasting. And you can make content about healed tattoos. Look how well it's healing. Look, 10 years later. And the people see that you are right. But this is the old discussion about the society, the now quick, cheap. A good educated customer and you as a tattoo artist with good results and building up a circle of that customers you like and you want take time and you lose money on the way. But it's an investment in the future because you build a circle of people who feel you and give you their skin as a part of your art to express yourself and to build up that circle slowly when you educate the customers right. And so I think it's worth to educate the customers right and
Oh, yeah, definitely.
maybe lose a little bit of money. Better than perform every tattoo on every place in every size who you know exactly it's not turning out, especially not in 10 years, that you can say you are proud of your work and the customer running around and say, oh, it's so nice, go to him. The risk is big that the customer say, I don't know, it's not healing so well. He don't educate me. He don't say, take other placement.
Yep.
And then you lose in the future even more. And we all know, everybody in the industry know that later it's all your fault. It's normal. Then you can say, I try to make another placement. He don't want to hear. Yeah, but later it doesn't matter if it's your fault or the customer's fault because the customer is running around with your signature on his skin and he can show this is trash and it's not well performed, it's not well healing and it don't stay for 10 years bright and shiny or bold. So what is better now? I don't know. I think to take the risk to lose customer, to lose money, and to say no. And don't get the 16-year-old on the face or on the hand. I think to lose that money is an investment in the future. 1 month ago, I say for the hand, 16-year-old for the hand, or 17-year-old, I say, no, I don't feel to make it a big badass design on your hand as one of the first tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the evening I sit at home and was sad because this is the money you lose and other people who don't say no get my money now. Like, you know, that thinking and that feeling, you know, that as a tattoo artist. But when I go to my customers, to my friends, to my family and explain the situation, I get the respect. And people say, I'm glad you are pure and truthful and don't make it. This is worth much more than the money. Because these people...
Thank you for being honest.
Being honest and being truthful and being a good guy, I think it still matters and don't be focused too much on the money because people respect it and people running around and tell people. My tattoo artist, he is not afraid to lose a little bit of money when he don't feel it and he see you are not happy in the end. And this is the real investment in the future. The investment in the future is not to perform everything on everybody every time in any size. This is how you slowly go upstairs. Because you got so many bad results, so many bad customers who are not happy with you and don't bring people and invite their family to you or gift a gift card for Christmas from your shop.
This is very true. Integrity, self-integrity.
Yeah.
I feel good going to sleep knowing I didn't tattoo you. Oh, yeah.
And this is what so many artists forget about the integrity, and they looking for now
cash, clout.
the cloud and the reach on social media for right now, for today, making the money when the customer comes in with the money in your pocket. Don't lose the customer. I hear a lot about tattoo artists that I meet who feel like forced to do everything on everybody because they are afraid to not making enough money, to not having enough customers and stuff like that. But like I say, this to make everything on everybody is not the investment in the future. To get integrity and to take your values and teach it to the customers, this is the investment in the future, even if you lose a little bit of money today. And this what I say before, fits perfectly to the high society tattoo artists. They are exactly and perfectly aware of the healing problems for the future, or the results, the long-term results of the tattoo, and they do it anyway because, you know, they got so much attention and so much reach on social media out of this, educating especially the customers in a complete wrong direction, because this is the star. He got the hype and the attention, and it's super expensive. Look how nice it is. Look on Instagram. I never see something like that. And then the people take a screenshot and walk to you and to me and say, I want that, but I have 200 euros. Yeah, this is where the education is starting, at the very beginning, because when you want a high quality result, you have to pay the price, you have to sit through it, and this is sometimes, not all artists, but this is a fresh tattoo with some filters, sometimes some Photoshop to bring out every detail even more. This is not what the reality is, and it will not stay for 10 years like this. And a lot of high society tattoo artists, as much as I love them, because they show you possibilities you are not even think about it. You can do it on skin. You see so much stuff, and it's important for the industry to break borders, to make like hyper realism, full color, like there is some from George Floyd or Mike Tyson with every sweat drop and something like that.
Yeah.
When you see stuff like that, it's really, really impressive. And I love to see stuff like that, and I love to see what is possible, and to breaking boundaries and push it even further, more realistic and more. I like that, and we need the guys to form like that, to breaking boundaries and breaking borders. But it's not for every customer, for every day, for the daily business. I think it's not. You know what I mean? I think it's
right.
I think it's not the standard for every customer, on every skin, on every placement.
Right. No, I totally agree on that, because, and it's not for every artist either. So not every artist is you can't just walk in and go, hey, I want this, when it comes to something like that. And then you educate them and let them know, hey, pricing wise, these people paid serious money. There's a gentleman in Hawaii who does awesome blackout tattoos with patterns and things like that. And one of my clients wanted something similar, and I was like, this guy specializes in this. And my client told me, thousands of dollars plus flying to Hawaii to get it done by him. And it's like, yeah, that's the guy you want to go to if you want that quality of work, because he designs these designs on you. He draws them on you, or this is what he does every day. This is all he focuses on. So he's an expert. And they get frustrated when you don't educate them, like, hey, this isn't my wheelhouse. And if you're not willing to tell a client, like, hey, this is my wheelhouse, I don't really know how to do this, you know, for the fret that you don't want to look bad or you don't want to lose the money, it's important to that client to say, hey, like, that dude does this on purpose. It's his daily driver. This is why he's popular. This is why he's charging when he charges. This is why he is a high-end tattoo artist. This is why he's that dude. Um, Luckily, the client, you know, they agree most of the time, but yeah, them educating people and letting them know, like, hey, this tattoo that's here, it doesn't belong, you know, here. It doesn't belong in different places. This tattoo is designed for stuff like that. And then that's where you have with people copying tattoos, and we refuse to, you know, copy tattoos. That's somebody else's tattoo. It's a tiger with a rose and 3 leaves. I want it like that. Okay, well, let me go find a tiger. Let me go find a rose. Let me go find some leaves. Let me create you a one-off custom design. We'll do it in that style, but we don't want to copy. And yeah, $200 ain't gonna cut it. You know, 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours later, there's a price for those tattoos for a reason. And it's not quick, it's not easy, it's not fast. It's like asking for a full sleeve in a day.
Yeah, but this is what the customer today get his education from the social media, and this is the problem. I think it's very important for me and my values. I take a picture, and of course, I take care of the aesthetics of the photos and videos, that it looks nice, but I never fake something, and I take of the highlights, you know, because you cannot upload every single tattoo who you ever did, but I try to make every time stories of the process. I make healing shots. Most healed stuff I post, I got a highlight on my Instagram for my healed stuff and my healed shots. I don't even take the black wall for aesthetic. I just make it right away on the street or something, because I want to
Yep.
I want to show how you stand on the street in 5 years with this kind of art I did. How
Yep.
how is it healed? How do it look after this time? So of course you have to promote yourself, and of course you are not going to the restroom and make a shot. Of course you got a nice wall. Of course you take care of the contrast and everything. But I think so much on social media, especially on social media, is too fake, too shiny, too nice. And this is I think the people getting a wrong idea what a tattoo even look like. I think the value I have, and I live with my values in the studio, and like I educate the customer, and like I get my education about the industry, I try to transform it into the social media to show who I really am. I can sleep much more better if I get no 10,000 followers, but I know I transport the values into my social media, what you are looking at.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, that's most of my pictures are raw. They're raw pictures. It's right here. It's right now.
Yeah,
What it looks like.
I see a lot of your stuff, and I was thinking, like, it looks like there is not even the Paris filter to make it a little bit smooth.
Nope,
You know?
no filters. No. What are those called? Polarized
Do you make
filters.
a
No.
contrast or something? Sometimes.
Uh, Only to bring once the shine is off of the tattoo. So once that shine from the green soap or anything, just the shine, not too much, not bring it all the way down so it's super dark. It's just enough, no shine. Cool. You get to see what it is for what it is. This is what we accomplished today. I know quite a few of the upper echelon artists are telling people, like, you need to post actual photos of tattoos so that the client's not walking in, I sell this, I want this, and then when they get the quality of the work that you actually did, and now they see it, and it's like, oh yeah, that wasn't black, that's not smooth black, that's not blue, that's patchy, that's yeah. So because that artist he was actually saying that on YouTube, we just stuck with a small adjustment on the contrast to just bring down the shine of any soap on the skin, and that's it. It's a raw tattoo. This is what we accomplished. This is how smooth we were able to get the shading. And there's some photos on there that you can see the skin blemishes, you can see stretch marks, you can see wrinkles, you can see scars, you can see that those come through on the tattoo. They don't disappear. So um, I definitely like that raw aspect because you're showing the client this is how it's going to look in your skin. You're a 70-year-old with older skin. This is kind of how it looks. You have wrinkles. You have tougher skin. You've got scars, or we're putting it in where there's a scar. It shows. It shows those scars through, and that's what I try to accomplish on most of my photography of the tattoo. Is that's exactly what that tattoo looks like. She has a scar under there. This one has stretch marks. Uh, Surgery scars and stuff like that, so that people can see, yeah, it's a cool tattoo, but this is what it actually looks like in real life. That's so it's no more sugarcoating and touching it up and Photoshop and put black borders. No, it's in front of the mirror. It's in front of a door. You're standing right here in the shop. We just finished this. This is exactly how it's leaving the shop. Um, yeah, so I agree with that 100%. They need to show your tattoos. Show your tattoos. Show what you're capable of doing. Show your bad tattoos. Sometimes you're just going to have a bad tattoo. The skin's not going to take scarring. It was in an area that you really can't stretch the skin as much. Let the client see, like, hey, we're in the midriff area. We're on the ribs and stuff like that. But the backfire is, if you can't do that tattoo, it's going to show that you can't do that tattoo. Um, it's about being real. Be real about it. I can't do that tattoo. Don't do the tattoo. I understand you're hungry. I understand you need the money. Do the tattoo that you can do. Knock that one out. Um, so yeah, that's 100%. That's a rough one. This is the only reason I have any social media. That's the only reason. It's just so I can highlight and show people, hey, this is tattooing. It's Michael James Design or mikeyjtats. This is tattooing. That's it.
Maybe if I don't enter the tattoo industry, maybe I had a site on Instagram for drawing or something, nature blogging. I don't know. You don't.
I probably wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for tattooing. I wouldn't have social media at all. Um, there's no reason to scroll on it anymore. I talk to my family on the phone, text messages. It's very easy to contact each other, but everyone wants to just, do it that way. If it wasn't for tattooing, I wouldn't have social media at all.
So, what do you think about the tattoo community? Should stay more together? Should praise the good values and the right values more and be friends with each other? Because I have the feeling that, I don't know, that people are really hateful for no reason, because to get in contact, like you and me, for example, it's for free. It costs you nothing, and you can have fun and you can learn something. And I don't know, I think it's time for a new movement in the tattoo industry.
Yeah, there used to be a mutual respect in the industry in the golden times. You didn't step on each other's toes. You didn't try to tattoo people's clients. You didn't try to badmouth other shops. Because when it made you look bad.
This is totally over. People don't respect values like that anymore, I think. There's a few left.
Not at all.
I was raised like that in the industry too. but I think so many people don't have that values.
I'd say it's society in a general. Society in a general
Yeah, yeah,
is to pit everybody against each other. You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's if you get on social media and you were to scroll, I do every once in a while. I'll sit and I'll scroll. I can't be on there very long because it's negativity, it's toxicity, it's hating each other, it's arguing, and I think it's just in a whole, because when you look at upper echelon artists and you look at some of the more famous artists, I guess you would say, they're collabing together, they're getting together, they're hanging out at the shops, they're creating artwork together, they're doing tattoos together, um, and they're allowing themselves to be a community. Um, I just feel like there's a huge divide in the industry between, celebrity, walk-in, private, um, average everyday Joe. They've created this separation between everybody where no one really wants to work together. But then it's coming to the mentality also. Some of us we're living this career, we're living this lifestyle, we're living it every day. We're always intaking tattooing, we're always intaking art, we're always intaking our craft, we're learning, we're progressing, we're pushing ourselves, and we're constantly doing the artwork, we're constantly doing paintings, and then branching out into other means, whether it be fashion, automotive, airbrush. We could branch our artistic value out into more things. But with that mentality, not a lot of people have that mentality. Okay, cool, I'm tattooing, but I want to start doing t-shirts. I'm good at tattooing. I want to start doing graphic design, or I want to offer photography or videography, or like you, vlogging slash talking or podcasts. There's now that new drive on top of tattooing, and it absorbs time. And when it comes to like similar mindsets, you have a tattooer that wants to sit, take whatever comes through the door, do what he's got to do, and then he wants to get out of there. And then you have the tattooer that he doesn't have to walk in, but he's sitting there and he's drawing. He's like, you know what, I'm having problems with noses, and he draws 1,500 noses. um, and you have that artist that pays attention, and they're paying attention to the business side. Okay, well, slow season's coming up. How am I going to, instead of being stressed out during those times and sitting there and being bored, how do I fill that time with, creating resin molds with gold flake or cool spiders, and finding other income opportunities to lessen that stress and lessen that gap or that burden. So I'd say mindset of the different types of tattooers, you know what I mean? So when you got like a celebrity tattooer that only does their style, their designs, they're known, they don't have to sit in front of the door at their shop, their mindset's going to be different than our 1 year, 2 year tattooers they're sitting and they're staring out the window, they're staring at the door like, come on, come on, come on, come on. And then you have your more seasoned artists that went through that time, that they're building the business for themselves. They're marketing, they're advertising, they're branding. There's a big shop in Florida, somewhere in Florida here in the United States. They got a barber in there. They've got quite a few pretty good artists, and it's them literally teasing each other and being kind of circus animals, but they're doing other things to grow their tattoo career instead of just sitting and waiting and hoping. And then, they branch out into modeling, they branch out into, other opportunities. Myself, I know you play the piano and the drums. I'm also have dabbled in drumming, and now we're utilizing that extra free time in something else. So I think the mentality of it all, and then with just the influx of so many people wanting to do apprenticeships and so much free available labor, it's really watering down the industry. you don't have to work as hard to get into the industry as you had to back in the day. That 1 year apprenticeship was an absolute nightmare for us when we did our apprenticeships, cleaning cars, running coffee, cleaning toilets, needles, tubes, tuning machines, making needles, um, constantly having to deal with clients. Plus, we got hazed a little bit. We had, they did some stuff to us. Um, with as many people that are getting into the industry and it kind of being kind of handed to them, I feel like it's watering it down, which then jealousy or envy starts to kick in, and they start bad mouthing each other instead of supporting each other. Hey, we have clients that come in here and they instantly talk about another shop, and it's like, hey, listen, that's good work. Um, I really don't know them, but that's good work. I don't know what you're upset about. And trying to not badmouth the other shops, and it's not a community anymore. It's all getting separated. We're all getting divided, and we should reunite. Doing, you know, fun times at the tattoo shop, art nights, camaraderie building, and stuff like that, so that the industry is not so at each other's necks. But we're all human. What can we do about it?
I have some philosophy, or I was thinking it that way. If everybody hate each other so much, then people not connecting in the industry, this brings much more people out to building shops, their own, because when you go into a shop and the people are every time angry to each other, everybody wants to be the best and the coolest. So it's of course the young people who want to be a cool artist too go out and make their own shop instead of staying and fighting, especially as the new guy for the place to be,
Yeah.
for building up a career next to people who want to be the best and the cool guy too. So it's easier to drop out and make their own shop. In your own shop, you are the boss and you are the king, you know?
Yeah.
And I think to be friendly to each other, to be more supportive to each other, and to connect the tattoo industry better can prevent that people always running away and making their own shop. With all the hate, we're destroying so much family values who are important in tattooing back in the day. And another philosophy for me, I got a different thinking about other tattoo shops. A lot of people, a lot of tattoo artists say when a new shop is opening, it's like, oh, it's so close, and they try to steal my customers and stuff like that. I see so much insecurity in the tattooing industry. I think for me, it's no problem. You can make even more shops in my city. As a new guy in a new city with a new shop, I don't think you can get in competition with 11 years of quality. I don't think the people running away from me, I don't think that will happen. All the new shops are full of people that mostly didn't even come to me or don't have the plan to come to me. You know, everybody's different. Not everybody can come along with each other. And so the people who don't come to me and don't respect me or like me or want to be my customer, I cannot save them. Anyways, so you can build 100 tattoo shops in my street. I think tomorrow I don't will have more or less customers than before. After these 11 years, you treat your customers well, you get good values, and you get the good quality. In the end, the quality will win anyways. If you see it in long term, the quality and your good values will win against every new studio because they need the time and it takes years to build that up. You can take the full street if you want with new tattoo studios. If you ask me, I'm not afraid because I got the values and I got the quality. It will be happen everywhere and anytime that a new studio is coming and a customer of yours or a customer you had before had a better vibe or better friendship with the new artist. But the big part of the circle you're building over the years will ever stay by your side if they need a tattoo, or their friend, or girlfriend, boyfriend, mother, father. They go and say, hey, go to my artist. And I think this is something never change. And with this thinking, I don't even have place to have hate for other studios, because I know if they do their stuff right, I can respect that. And if they do it not right, or they have not the right character, then my customers will not go to them, or short or long term, they will go away. Because when you don't do the quality right, or don't be a nice guy, then you will have a lot of customers, and then you can make a living out of it. So in any case, I'm not afraid. In one case, I got respect for another artist. I see he make his quality right and he have a nice character. And in the other case, I see there is something who cannot compete for really long. So I appreciate your time to talking with me about all this stuff. I can hit you up next time and we make some drawing sessions. We can make some live drawing and maybe some cover-up drawing. I'm excited. I hit you up and then we see you soon for some more videos.
Heck yeah, let's go for it, man. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you, Michael. I'll see you soon.
Man.
Bye.
All right. Later.